Today, we're diving deep into an idea that's truly transformative. Living as if your wish is already manifested. You know those people who just seem to effortlessly create the life they want? This approach offers a powerful way to tap into your inner potential, and quickly. If you're ready to understand how your inner world shapes your outer reality, you're in the right place. My mission here is to distill the core ideas from the concept of living as if your wish is manifested. We're going to unpack how our inner state, our thoughts and feelings, actually constructs our experience. And crucially, how to intentionally live from the feeling of already having what we desire, not just wishing for it. That's right, it's all about living from the end. The hook for me, and what truly sets this apart, is the idea that imagination isn't just fluff, it's the actual creative force, and even bigger consciousness is the only reality. That thought alone flips everything on its head, doesn't it? This foundational idea comes directly from the profound insights of Neville Goddard. He argued that imagination is the engine, the power that creates, and consciousness? That's the only reality there is. So whatever we consistently imagine, and more importantly, feel to be true, that's what shows up in our lives. That's the core concept. What you imagine and feel becomes your experience. Creation isn't some special event. It's happening all the time, constantly, like breathing, even unconsciously. The aim here is to wake up to that process and start steering the ship intentionally. Goddard explained that consciousness itself is the source and substance of reality. He used the example of money. If you're always feeling a lack of money, worrying about it, you're conscious of lack. Your awareness is tuned to absence, not abundance. It's like planting seeds. You reap what you sow, whether consciously or not. So how do our conscious thoughts interact with those deeper subconscious beliefs? Goddard saw consciousness as having two parts: the conscious mind, where we choose and direct our focus, and the subconscious. The subconscious is the powerhouse, but here's the kicker: it's unbiased. It simply takes whatever is impressed upon it, what you truly believe and feel, and manifests it, without judgment. Those deep-seated beliefs you hold are like the blueprints for your life. The subconscious builds it, but the architect again is imagination. But we're not talking about mere daydreaming. In this framework, imagination is seen as the divine force within. Goddard put it very directly: humanity and God are one. So using your imagination consciously is like wielding that fundamental creative power yourself. This leads to a truly profound concept. The world is you pushed out. Everything you see, every conversation, every person you encounter, it's all a reflection of your internal state, your beliefs, your dominant feeling. Yes, even the people in your life are showing you aspects of your own consciousness within your personal reality. This is where it gets really interesting, especially with difficult relationships. If everyone is you pushed out, how others treat you in your reality is seen as a response to your assumptions about them, or even about yourself in relation to them. This completely shifts the dynamic and pulls you out of feeling powerless. If someone is consistently critical of you, this approach suggests looking inward. What concept am I holding about this person? Or about how people treat me generally? It's a reflection. So if I want someone to be kinder, I don't try to change them. I don't try to force the reflection in the mirror. I change what's being reflected, which means transforming my own inner concept, my assumption about them. It's not manipulation. It's adjusting the inner blueprint. Trying to change the outside first is like fighting a shadow. Let's quickly nail down the core pillars of this teaching: consciousness as the ultimate reality, imagination as the creative power. Feeling is critical. This is the language the subconscious understands. Assumption, living in the wish fulfilled. Persistence, sticking with that assumption. Self-concept, your core beliefs about who you are. They all work together, they're all interconnected. A whole system for conscious creation. Now let's talk about the engine feeling. It's not enough just to think about something. Goddard was very clear on this, feeling that deep inner conviction is what impresses the subconscious. Just wishing or passively picturing something doesn't have the juice, the energy. It needs that emotional charge. That's why negative feelings and fears, if felt strongly and often, can manifest just as easily. Controlling our feelings, or at least being aware of them, is absolutely crucial. It's about mastering your inner emotional world, moving beyond just thinking I want that job to actually feeling the satisfaction, the pride, the relief of already having it, that inner knowing. Goddard called it feeling it real, imagining it so vividly with sensory detail. What do you see, hear, feel, until it evokes that genuine feeling of it being true right now? It's about generating the authentic emotion of the wish fulfilled. How do we do that day to day, especially if reality seems to contradict it? You start by identifying the core feelings. What is the feeling of having that relationship, connection, security, joy? What's the feeling of financial freedom, ease, generosity? Then you consciously choose to cultivate those feelings. Dwell on them. Set aside time, or just throughout the day, intentionally feel those emotions as if the wish is already a fact. The subconscious just buys it. It doesn't check against your bank balance or the empty chair. It's an unbiased servant. It accepts whatever concept you embrace with conviction and feeling. Its job is just to execute, to manifest what's impressed upon it, good, bad, or indifferent. This really underscores why managing our habitual negative feelings is so important. Vigilance over your inner state, your thoughts, and especially your feelings becomes key. Okay, consciousness, imagination, feeling. Now this idea of stepping into the end, the art of assumption. What does living in the end actually look like? It means embodying the state of consciousness where your desire is already a done deal. You're not looking towards it in the future. You're experiencing it as a present fact internally. You assume the feeling, the mindset, the identity of the person who already has what you desire. It's more than just positive thinking. It's like an identity shift. Goddard taught that assumptions, if you persist in them, harden into fact. So you consciously assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. His example of marriage: don't just imagine dating. Imagine being married. Feel that reality now. And you focus just on that end state, the what, and not worry about the how. Nail down the what, the desired outcome, and cultivate the feeling of it being real now. The how, the specific steps, will unfold, often in ways you couldn't predict. That's where the bridges of incident come in. Seemingly natural events, encounters, and opportunities that just happen. They bridge the gap between your current state and your assumed state because you're holding that end feeling. You don't have to figure it all out, you assume the end, and the path appears. This feels like it bumps up against our usual idea of linear time. The source mentions the Imaginal act being immediately real. It's a bit of a mind bender, but pivotal. When you imagine vividly with feeling, that scene implying fulfillment in the realm of consciousness, it's considered already done, already exists. So any delay we perceive isn't the universe lagging, it's us. It's the time it takes for our own consciousness to fully accept and consistently live in that assumption until it pushes out into the physical world. The spiritual mechanism is instant. Our alignment takes persistence. The change happens inside instantly in imagination. The outside just catches up. And the key shift is thinking from the imagined state, not just of it. Being in the scene, feeling it real rather than just looking at a mental picture that reduces the anxiety about when. Okay, the theory makes sense. Let's get practical. What are the techniques? Feel it real is core. It's about engaging all 5 senses in your imagination. Don't just see it, feel it. What are the textures, the sounds, the smells? Make that inner scene tangible, real to your inner senses. The more sensory detail, the more real it feels to the subconscious. What about our inner chatter, that constant voice? This brings us to mastering inner conversations. You have to listen to yourself. Is your self-talk reinforcing the wish fulfilled, or is it full of doubt and lack? Ouch, we all do it. But the practice is to consciously redirect. Start talking to yourself and even about others in your mind. from the perspective that your desire is already a fact. Your inner speech shapes your reality. The state akin to sleep is incredibly powerful for getting past the conscious filter. That drowsy, relaxed state just before sleep. Your subconscious is wide open. You visualize a short scene implying fulfillment, feel the emotion, and just loop it gently like a lullaby as you drift off. Sleep is like a portal to the subconscious. It's very effective. The source also mentioned acting as if and daily rituals. Acting as if aligns your outer world with your inner assumption. If you desire confidence, start acting confidently now, even in small ways. If you desire wealth, handle your current money with a feeling of abundance, not fear. And rituals, consistent routines, morning or evening visualization, affirmations that resonate emotionally, revisiting your fulfilled scenes, create congruence. Your actions start matching your desired state. But what if it feels fake at first, like I'm wealthy while staring at bills? Yes, that's where persistence and the mental diet are non-negotiable. A mental diet means constantly filtering your thoughts, choosing only to entertain thoughts that align with your fulfilled wish. You persist in your assumption regardless of appearances. If it feels unnatural, it just means the old belief is still strong. Persistence overwrites it. You have to hold firm to the ideal in your imagination. So these techniques aren't separate things, they feed each other. It's a loop. Mental diet improves inner talk. Better inner talk makes acting as if feel more real. That deepens the feeling for SATs, and persistence makes it all stick. You weave them together into a daily practice. We've covered a lot about inner power, but we all feel limited sometimes by life circumstances. How do we break through those perceived walls? Self-concept is key here. The fundamental idea is that the only real limits are self-imposed. Your beliefs, your assumptions, circumstances are just reflections, not prison walls. So living in the end helps bypass those mental blocks because your focus is on the feeling of having it, not on the obstacles or the how. It requires faith, challenging those limiting beliefs. The source is pretty blunt. Refusing to believe you are what you want to be is the only thing stopping it. Don't judge by appearances. This leads us to revision, rewriting the past in your mind. How does changing a memory change the present? Revision is powerful. You mentally relive a past event, but change it to how you wished it had happened. Feel the feelings of that revised scene, and the subconscious takes that revised version as real if done with feeling. It reprograms the emotional impact of the past. Doing it daily, especially before sleep, revising the day's unwanted moments, it's not about regret, it's about cleaning up the inner slate. Because the subconscious doesn't really know the difference between a vividly imagined, felt experience and an actual one. So by revising the past, you're changing the roots of current, unwanted patterns or beliefs that stem from those past experiences. Time becomes more malleable in consciousness. It's liberating. This brings us back to that core idea. There is no one to change but self. All the power, all the responsibility, it's internal. It connects directly back to the world as you pushed out. There's no external power to fight or persuade. Trying to force change outside is often frustrating. The real leverage is changing your own self-concept, your assumptions. So, summing up, we truly are the authors. We can rewrite the story by changing our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. That's the empowering message. We are likely much greater, much more capable than we think. Our ability to think and feel gives us dominion over our experience. And the invitation is to really step into that. Live from the wish fulfilled. Make it a way of life, not just a trick, because inner change will reflect outwardly. Remember Goddard's line, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the root. Trusting that feeling, holding it with faith, makes it real. And that final insight, manifestation isn't making something happen, but revealing what's already there in consciousness. That's a profound shift. You already are what you want to be on some level. Disbelief is the veil. Everything you desire exists as potential within your imagination. The outer world just conforms eventually. So living in the end is about removing those mental blocks, dropping the disbelief, and allowing yourself to be it, perceive it. It's less about effortful doing and more receptive being. This whole process is truly a journey of discovering our own limitless nature, isn't it? It truly is. The adventure is ongoing. Live from the end, feel it real, and watch your world transform. The power is always, always within. A final thought to leave you with, building on all of this. If everything you experience truly is a reflection of your inner state, what single belief about yourself, if you shifted it right now, could trigger the most profound change in your reality? Something to ponder. Title: What single belief about yourself, if you shifted it right now, could trigger the most profound change in your reality? On-screen text with an inspirational background.